YouTube and Auburn fan base. Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Also, if you feel compelled to support the show, leave a Cash App, $, KENNARDSTEWART at Cash App. I'm going to get my PayPal situation set up pretty soon. Really appreciate all the donations that are coming from the Auburn fan base. Want to give a big war eagle to the Auburn fan base. Basketball is doing great. Auburn has a lot to unpack here in the next few weeks. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Auburn accepts the bid to go to Birmingham for the Birmingham Bowl. Now, for me, from a perception standpoint, that was the last case scenario that I wanted for Auburn. I would have just rather them gone somewhere out of state because for some reason, the fans' perception of Auburn playing an in-state bowl game, that puts us further behind Alabama. And we just get, it's embarrassing to play in a bowl game in Alabama. Look, let me tell you something. These kids work really hard. And the coach would have been an idiot to deny any bowl bid or any bowl invitation. Do you know how many teams in the SEC were bowl eligible? I think it was everybody but damn Vanderbilt were bowl eligible. There are not that many bowls to go around. So shut up. I'm saying that in the most polite way possible. You know? Come on, Auburn fans. Let's not do this kind of stuff. We understand the season was disappointing, and yes, it was. No one saw the 4-game collapse at the end. Didn't see it. Especially considering how the games commenced. Auburn up by double digits in every one of them. Last 4. Found a way to lose the game. Well, actually, the last 3. Texas A&M, no. We're never up by double digits. As a matter of fact, didn't score a touchdown in that game. But the other 3, up 28-3. Mississippi State up 14-0. South Carolina 10-0 going into the fourth quarter against Alabama. That's not a big lead, but hey, it's still double digits. You're still up by one of the best up against one of the best offenses in the country, and you hold them to 0 points going into the fourth quarter. Now let's talk about Bryan Harsin year 1. There are many who think, well, Auburn goes 6-6. Auburn made a mistake, should have kept Gus. I mean, that's up for debate, but now that's water under the bridge. Gus Malzahn is at UCF with an 8-4 record, going to a bowl game himself. Congratulations to former Auburn coach Gus Malzahn and Travis Williams, former Auburn linebacker coach who's now the defensive coordinator down there. But that has absolutely nothing to do with the fate of Auburn, and even more time wasteful for comparison's sake. Now, a lot of folks are like, okay, we want to play UCF in the bowl game. Yeah, that sounds cute on paper, but what happens when you go? I'm not saying that Auburn would have lost, but man, you put yourself in a position against a very capable Central Florida football team, and maybe Central Florida's coming in that game with a little bit more intensity like the last time in 2017 to prove a point, and you lose that game, and now you further defecate your perception of Bryan Harsin and his staff. They go 6-7, and to add insult to injury, the last loss is to the former head coach. Come on, guys, you don't want that. You don't want that. Now, location might be a little questionable for this Birmingham Bowl, but you're playing an 11-2 team, a team that won 11 straight games, or won 1, lost the next one, and then won 10 straight. This is a good football team. I don't care what conference you're in. This is a good football team. All right, so let's get back to the subject, though. Bryan Harsin, year 1. What do y'all think? What is your assessment? Here's mine. I actually enjoyed every game that I saw. I saw something that at, at for the most part made sense. This is not to say that the former head coach didn't do this, but I saw something that could potentially be developed with the right type of players. Was it always perfect? No. I question a lot of the play calling. I question a lot of the situational instances that really put the team in a bind unnecessarily. Flea flicker at Penn State, going for it on fourth down against South Carolina. Things like that that changes the momentum of the game. I saw a lot of sloppy special teams play this year, which was not something that Auburn had been accustomed to. And the thing is, it was pretty costly, actually. Cost them an opportunity against South Carolina. Cost a lot of situations where there would have been great field position had it not been for a block in the back. Because, it got to the point where on kickoffs, every time if Auburn made a nice return, I didn't even get excited about it. I knew it was coming back. Blocking the back, something goofy like that. So those types of penalties are something, this administration and staff is definitely going to want to work on in the offseason. Is special teams. The special teams played doomed to Auburn this year. Injuries plagued Auburn at the wrong times this year. Owen Papo missing most of the season. Bo Nix improbably with a broken ankle. I thought Bo Nix was like a man of steel. I just wouldn't have even imagined him being out for any reason. But he decides to come back. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. In assessing overall Bryan Harsin's first year, I'm not going to say that I was disappointed. I was disappointed at the opportunities missed, but I wasn't disappointed at the overall preparedness of the team, the way the kids responded in adversity, the decisions that were made, were questionable. Hey, but you're a first-year coach. I thought, at times it's easy to think that you're going to piece together a team through the transfer portal. In addition to those who are already there, you got a culture established already, good, bad, right, wrong, and indifferent. It kind of reminded me of how teams have to piece together an all-star team. Not saying that this was an all-star team from a roster standpoint, but the concept. You're bringing together players for a season that have never played with one another, and you're trying to, and then you got a coaching staff that has never coached with one another. So you got a lot of moving parts of unfamiliarity. And I think that's what, from a conceptual standpoint, a lot of the Auburn fans really don't get. And in hindsight, my God, if it weren't for the transfer portal, I just really, and executing the transfer portal, I think you're looking at a totally different season. 6-6 is definitely not the standard. 6-6 is definitely not for those who are like, oh, so you're satisfied with the 6-6 season. You're good with mediocrity. Well, I'm not good with mediocrity, but I'm good with being real. This was real. The only way you get a 10-2 season, 11-1 season, is the miracles of the past, and I'm glad I didn't have to see that. To where, yeah, I appreciate the win, but I know that thing could have went either way. A 12-2 team could have easily been 7-5. I don't want to see that. Very thankful for this season. I was thoroughly entertained. Like the jersey concepts. The crowd is really supportive. I really believe that the crowd will be supportive. The ones who actually do support Auburn for real will be supportive in the Birmingham Bowl, a very nice venue there. And you're taking on the number 20 football club in the country that was 14-13 at halftime against playoff-bound Cincinnati Bearcats. As we assess Bryan Harsin's first season, I give it a B, even though it's 6-6, but you got to look at all the elements involved, all the things that, you come into the head coaching job just weeks before the early signing period. You try to, salvage some things on the actual signing day, and then you're doing all that while piecing together a coaching staff who you probably didn't necessarily want. But that's a whole nother video that I won't make because I'm not delving into that part. But anyway, Bryan Harsin makes Auburn bowl eligible. Want to get off to a good start as far as bowl records go here in the Birmingham Bowl against the 20th ranked Houston Cougars. Got some more videos coming up. Like the video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger.